Hey guys, today is January 23rd of 2019. Wishing all of you a happy new year. I don't recall if I did a video this year or not. If I did, I just don't recall it off top right now. Real quick, I want to talk about Finn, the Invincible. Most of you know him. Just came out with cisgender jealousy and talking about the way he viewed himself around men, cisgender males. And I want to just kind of talk. I never addressed that in any of my videos, I believe, or maybe I did it in a different way. I don't know. How I felt or how I feel around guys. Before transition, I always hung out with guys. I was always more comfortable with guys. Guys always kind of took me in their circle just because I was a tough female and all that. But the one thing, there was things that would bother me that would remind me that I'm not male. Because inside of me, when I dealt with them, I dealt with them as male, and I couldn't see myself as a female body, so I dealt with them as male. Well, for example, let's say I've got 5 guys sitting or standing around, we're talking bullshitting, and then all of a sudden we need to go somewhere or we need to disperse. Let's say a few guys says, "Man, I gotta go take a pee. I'm gonna go make it stop real quick," and that's when it would say, "Oh yeah, I can't go with them. Oh yeah, that's part I can't take." And then I would probably I would gosh darn it, I can't think of the word, recluse myself in my inner self, and just feel bad and go about my day. But yeah, those were that's an example of the things I've dealt with. I was good talking the bullshit with them, and then something would happen that would remind me that I'm female, not male. Now, I'll tell you, I'm the same way, but now I have this little voice in me saying, "Wow, how different it is." But look what I had to do to, you know, some little voice will just kind of come in and say and make it real, I wonder sometimes what they think or what they feel. They don't show any judgments, and they tend to talk to me and just as they always have. And again, I always socialized with males on their level, so that's just the way I knew how to talk and stuff. So yeah, so that's my difference between Finn's journey and mine. I was envious of them always with their bodies, and now especially in transition because I'm so much older and I have some ailments that keep me and hinder me. So yeah, I'm a little envious there. Okay, so another thing is in 2019, I finally made the shift totally over from processed sugar, specifically. My wife and I's diet is not about restriction. My wife and I's diet is about what foods feeds our bodies that helps them nurture and helps us rejuvenate ourselves. I want to give my body all the tools it needs to keep the liver filtered from all toxins, keep the kidneys filtered from all toxins, let them get rid of them, be healthy enough, push them through and get rid of them. I don't have a gallbladder, so I don't have extra acid to break things down. So now I'm drinking celery juice to help that hydrochloric acid, work its miracles in my stomach, and for my stomach to be healthy and not build up with sludge. I am pretty, and the thing is, the foods I choose to eat, whether it's for breakfast or brunch or late lunch, is all raw food primarily. Once in a while I'll have some stilled oats, but mostly I have shakes with greens and bananas and blueberries, that kind of thing. Chia seeds, flaxseed, ground flaxseed, those kind of things. And then I'll have a fully raw big salad. And the only thing I have on that salad that probably is not the best for me is the dressing, but I'm going to enjoy my salad. So yeah. I got really hooked up into drinking my coffee sweet, and instead of using sugar, I would use coconut palm sugar and stevia mix. Stevia was a little too chemically for me to have plain stevia, so I added coconut palm, but I was going through a bag of coconut palm for my coffee. I'd have it twice a day, in the mornings and in the afternoons. I would go through a bag in a week, and I realized, that's a lot of sugar, even if it is good, healthy sugar. So I have gone back to my black coffee, and actually, I really like it. But the other day, I thought, oh, you know what? I'll have a sweet coffee. So I got my organic half and half and had it, and I actually got sick. Yeah, I got sick immediately. It's like the milk curled on my stomach, and the milk wasn't bad. But I haven't had any dairy. I haven't even had any cheese. So, you know, that's what it is. And my wife and I both know there are certain foods for each of us that bothers us, like flour gives me migraines, and I always get a headache the night of that I've ate tortillas or, cakes or whatever we've done, a sandwich even, just the bread alone. We did find a flour that doesn't give me headaches, but again, processed food, I kind of limit it. We only have it once in a great while, but then we know it's safe for me not to get a headache out of it. So we've done that shift in 2019. And I've gained a total, I've been saying 20 to 23 pounds, I think. Unfortunately, in the last month, when I went to the doctor for the visit, I had put on 8 pounds. I knew it in my clothes, and I couldn't figure. I thought maybe the fat was redistributing because my testosterone levels were better and my E levels were down. So I thought, okay, maybe I'm shifting here and it's all in the gut. But I got kind of frustrated, and it just makes you want to cry sometimes because I've made this shift. But here's what I do to myself. I have been doing good for about 3 weeks now. But I think that my body needs to be 3 weeks better, and that's not going to happen. It's going to take a lot longer. So then I turn and get myself discouraged. Not that I go back to where I was eating, but once in a while when I'm feeling that way, I feel like going and getting some donuts and saying, screw it. But it's not that I couldn't have the donuts. It's just that I know how I feel after I eat the donuts. And when you don't eat processed foods, you can taste chemicals in processed foods. And that's what happens to me every time I break down. And if I buy a candy bar, I'm like, oh man, the chemicals. And because I'm a sugar addict, though, I still eat it. And but I did a change there, and things are going good. I feel in the last couple days that my body has actually caught up to my mind in this shift and is slowly starting to go back to the way it was. Guys, I never had a weight issue until I was 35 years old. At 35 years old, I decided to change careers and to go in a very high-profile stress job. I lost the weight in the academy because it's a paramilitary academy, so I lost quite a bit. I think I lost 20 pounds in there. I went from 19% down to 15% body fat. But when you go to your assigned institutions and you start working on the yards and around, there is a high stress factor that starts the cortisone levels going. Well, so I started gaining weight like everybody else does. And later they thought it was my thyroid. I have Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which is hypothyroidism. But now I know it's just about a lot of things. So I'm not going to go into it on this video, but I have made the shift. I feel a cleansing in my spiritual being as far as attached to the weight, attached to the addictions. My emotions are more stable and higher up, more positive. I'm a very positive, optimistic person, and sometimes that can be, hit against constantly. I don't usually lower my standards or anything, but I just fight that battle of that pounding constantly at me. So that's about nutrition and what we've gone into this year with. My wife has definitely made a shift. She's finally healthy again. We pray that nothing happens to her. We pray she doesn't break a foot running or jogging, whatever she wants to do. And she can move forward finally after 3.5 long years. So let's get down to what's new now. Well, I haven't talked about this when I've done my phalloplasty updates because I wasn't sure of what was going on and I didn't want to put it out there and guess and me not be right. So what's been going on is everything's good except for the fact that I've talked about wearing the UFM underwear and having to bend him to the right. The reason why is instead of laying over, see how short my fingers are? Mine lays over like this, clear down my crotch, in the middle of my crotch. And I never felt comfortable. And actually, one time I did it, I kind of felt a pop. And after that, I think I saw Dr. Chen after that, and he said, no, it still felt good. But it just got looser and looser inside there. I mean, you know, the rod doesn't stand up like it was and all that. So I saw Dr. Chen. I asked for a consultation because I wanted to see if he would lift me up so I can be backed up so I can lay right. And when I got in there, he said, I know what you're talking about. He goes, we can't go too much because the rod can go through the tip of your penis. And I said, but it just feels like it's not center or anchored like it was. And he goes, oh my gosh, Ethan, I am not one of my anchors came loose, and that has been my issue. I didn't say this because I didn't want anybody else freaking out or, you know, or thinking that a rod does this. This doesn't happen normally. Me, I know the way I laid down, the way I sat and I had him positioned, that pop, it forced it because it buckled the rod. I mean, it buckled it. Okay, how are we going to do this? It buckled it like this. Okay, so this is my sack. Instead of hanging down like this, there we go. It buckled like this. And so I am going in for another surgery. I asked him to make sure everything was good. He told me he still thinks the rod is the best thing for me because I asked him, with this happening, should I consider the pump? Because you don't have the pump hard the whole time. He said he really thought the rod is the best thing for me. My penis has already made a cylinder opening for it, and he just doesn't want to disturb anything if he doesn't have to. In the event he gets in there and thinks, okay, this isn't working for him, I told him, I'm all for you changing it out if you need to. But he doesn't really want to mess with my scrotum because I have such a nice scrotum. He said the skin's really nice and thick, like he likes to see it over the balls and stuff. And I asked him about implants too. Should I go bigger to push it up some? He goes, no. He said, I think we got perfect fit in your scrotum. You've got good skin around it. I don't have to worry ever about them going through the skin, you know, because when you get the bigger balls you put in your scrotum, the thinner the skin is, the chances of it falling through the skin is higher. And mine never did that. So that is my update today, talking about Dr. Chen. Great as ever. Love Dr. Chen. Kaiser is kind of going away. They've in the last 2 years, they have been working on their own team. Dr. Chen's been a part of the training. He's been involved with Kaiser heavily in that area. And now the team is on their own down in Los Angeles, I believe, somewhere. But they did let me go to Dr. Chen because he did all my surgeries, and they are going to allow me to see Dr. Chen about this surgery. So I'm very happy with Kaiser that they're doing this for me. Hopefully this will be the last time, and hopefully he can get it high enough to where I can wear him different than just always bending him to the right, you know. Just putting on underwear and not having to worry about anything. But yeah, the adjustments got a little at the end, but that's because the doggone guy busted loose out of his anchor. So that's what's going on with me. I'll update as I find things to talk about. But I hope all of you guys just remember that it's not anything good in life is not really easy. you have to work at it. And you have to work at it with your mind, body, and soul. Uh, if you're the kind of person that any little thing in your life can trigger a setback or anger or frustration, uh, I would I would really suggest that you really try to find some self-help books to build that foundation within yourself, that when things don't go like you want them to go, that you're not going to crumble. That you understand, yeah, you're frustrated. Those feelings are warranted, but also you're not going to allow them to crush you down. So take care of yourselves. Take it one day at a time. Always make your journey as simple as possible. We'll talk to you later. Bye.